Hey everybody, today I'm showing you my new Chessnut EVO. Now I've been testing this old version that I got when they were just starting sending out these boards. I got one that was a later stage model, but it wasn't exactly the one that you get in the stores. And you see that from the packaging. It was this white thing. When they sent it, they said it was going to have some imperfections, and it had some imperfections on the display, but it wasn't exactly that much different. So I never really bothered getting a new one, but these guys were kind enough to send me one to test again. This is what you get when you buy this from the website. What I got when I tested it was this, so it was different. It is very similar. That one had 32 pieces. This has the 34 pieces, including 2 queens. That one has only 1 queen. That wasn't supposed to ship to people. That was still just for testing. But this has the manual that didn't have anything in there. So these are the differences. Or these, for example, weren't included in that. This wasn't included in that. I didn't get this to hold the pieces again because it wasn't the final product. Everything else from what I've seen looks the same. I haven't really opened it. I took the cover off a little bit just to see whether it's something drastically different that I need to cover when I get this, but it turns out that this is pretty much very similar. Have your buttons here, your port, your reset. Now I'm going to open that as well to see how that's different, but just wanted to compare these. The other one didn't have this, I don't think. We'll see. Here, when I'm looking at this, see, this is what I got. So this part, nothing was there, nothing was there. The cables is different color in comparison to the other one. So this is the difference between the final product and the prototype. The queens were missing. I kind of found that a little bit inconvenient, even though I never had the issue of 2 queens when I tested, because it's always close. Stockfish versus Lila. Are the pieces any different? I can't see any difference. They seem to be very similar. Then you have this. Now this is the old board. Looks very similar. It was the final design, they told me, but there were going to be differences, and you see this one doesn't have those screws in the back. So that's one difference. The buttons are also a little bit different. Now this shouldn't interfere with how you play. It's the same system. It's the same board. It's just that this was a late prototype. You can't buy it at stores. I have done 20-30 videos of this, so it didn't interfere with anything. I still got a very strong engine. So one thing that you have here is you have these labels and also this sign on that thing, and that doesn't have that. This is the back. So you have these screws here. Here you have this main area for these screws. These are also high quality. It's different. I wouldn't say it's lower quality, just different. These are the exact board. It's just the difference is one of them is a late model that was still in testing, and this is the one that you get when you order it online. As far as the rest of them, I don't see any difference. This is very polished. Shouldn't be, again, that different. They look similar to me. Settings. I'm not logged in here, so that's the difference. But if I go to Android settings, I can see that. And here again, you have the same thing going on. If I go to chessboard settings, it says the board is up to date. What about here? This is up to date as well. I'm going to turn this off. The software is the same, so it's not going to be really any different. You just log in. You can sign up to purchase a subscription for training the engine. You can manage the engines that you've done. I haven't really done it. You can just play a match against Lila, Stockfish, Maya. Its last level should be about 3200. So Stockfish here is actually 2850. I think I have to update this. Now if I go to the other board that has a max level of 3190 for a Stockfish, this is 2850. Why is that? Is because I haven't updated the firmware on this. It just got out of the box. So in order to do that, we'll have to go here. You have to connect Wi-Fi. As soon as I connect, I said there's a firmware available. I'll update that and see if I can get the max level. Just updating the app takes just a couple seconds. Now let's see. If I go here, see, now I can get the max level. You also want to change this if you want to get the maximum. So what does that mean? Can I access all my files? Of course, it's going to sync. So I should be able to access some of the games I've done on the other board. Now it will take a little bit of time for that. Some of these games are not long because I had to abort, but some of them are like this, and you can do analysis. Wants me to put the pieces there, but you now have Stockfish 17. So this is the latest version that is available. So what you are getting is a computer built in the Stockfish 17. I'm hoping that they update this again to the latest version of Stockfish, and they will. They offer regular updates. If you're getting a new board and you wonder why your level doesn't go to 3190, it's because the firmware is not updated, so you have to do that. These pieces from the other board work here. I can set up a position. I can go here, do analysis if I want. I can do a bot match, board editor. You obviously are not going to do that. I'm going to play white. Here, if I go like that, tough situation. So I think what I'm going to do is that. If I see the evaluation and the moves and the score, thinks that white is better, it is going to try to pin. But if I go here, let's see. I'm using 2 knights from the other board that I showed you guys. This will allow me to set up some of these crazy positions because nobody really has 4 knights in the game against. You usually don't get this unless someone is playing online and having fun. Now when I pick this up, for example, it shows the moves that are available. Now one of the big problem with this position, even though it's better for white, it's this pawn, because it's just going to get targeted some way. You have to coordinate your knights to make sure that it doesn't fall. But if I do this, how bad is it? Now this is already not going anywhere because I haven't done anything with these knights. Let's say I resign here and then I go to my games. It's gonna be synced to the cloud. Now this one, let's say I want to analyze it and see what's happening. It's going to review the game. Excellent moves, good moves, then you have inaccuracies. So here, if I do analysis and I go back to this position that we had, and this was here. So it wants to do d4, and when I do d4, it wants to do d5, not the queen move, and then this is the same size as the other one, so that's not different. This is a 12.3-inch tablet. You do have the option to see the engines that are available. These are the official engines. These are the engines that are trained, and you have the option to do train it. You can add your own games and training an engine. You can also manage the ones that you've done now. I haven't trained anything on this, so it's not showing anything, but that option is available. Maybe I'll cover that in the future again. I've covered it once before. I trained an engine. Now it wasn't that great because the games that I used weren't by a strong engine. I wanted to see if I could replicate Nova Sapphire. How about this? This is the clock option. So what happens is when I make a move, starts the black clock. There is a career mode which you can play. I'm playing against Stockfish level 600, so this is how you play and gradually improve, and when you get to the level that you can't beat, then you realize roughly where you are. Just like the other one, you have Firefox, for example. You have all these other applications that are standard for Android. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually use 2 Stockfish engines. For one of them, I'm going to give it 3 seconds, and for one of them, I'm going to give it 5 seconds max level. I just want to show you the difference in giving, let's say, 5 seconds per move. You can do it 10 seconds per move, why not? So 5 seconds per move here, 10 seconds per move there. This is playing white, this is playing black.
D2, D4.
I could have the evaluation bar on, the score on, so this way
C2, C4.
that responds in 3 seconds, this is in 10, so that's the difference.
G7, G6. G1, F3.
Keep in mind this has more time, so but this thinks that actually white is better. There's no guarantee that if you give it more time it's gonna have better position, but again, this has more time, so we'll see. It's the same engine, it's the same computer, it's the same hardware, so it's interesting to see.
F5, E4.
Okay, so now this is over because there's no point in continuing this. Evaluation is also
F6.
Let's see what the evaluation is here. 6.2, 6.6. Where exactly it went wrong, we can always analyze this. And this is how the moves are marked. So we go here, where does it go wrong exactly? You see, even around here, it was always consistently, I think this is the area it says. So here it wanted to take, but this move already gives the position, so it gives a big advantage to white. Don't forget to check the description to see where you can get this. I have a coupon, I think it's Gadgetify. I don't know, is it 10%, 15%? You gotta try it out. I don't exactly remember. I never use it, I never promote it, but these guys were kind enough to give me that coupon a long time ago. So if you go to their website and type Gadgetify, you should be able to get something off. Thanks for watching.